Assalamu alaikum, everybody. So today I'm going to do a learning session. It's from one of my follower, Faiz Ahmed Bhai. He's, mashallah, a trader by experience for the past 3 years. And he's the one who reached out to me personally, offering his help because I'm not good with trading. I'm not a technical person. As you already know, I'm a fundamental person. So Faiz Bhai is going to teach me, from the very basics, how to learn the charts, how to do the technical analysis. So and this is why I'm recording my live session with him. You can also learn about it and follow Faiz Bhai. He hasn't created his YouTube channel yet, but by the time we finish this video, I'm sure he's going to create his YouTube channel, and you can follow him as well. So Faiz Bhai, give us your introduction. How did you get into technicals? How many years you've been working on? All your introduction. So we want to hear more about you.
Of course. Thank you, Adnan Bhai, for that introduction. So trading, I got into it about years ago, and technicals. So there's two sides of analysis. There's technicals, and then there's fundamentals. Adnan Bhai, you're very good at the fundamental side.
Thank you.
That's not my strength.
I just try
My
my best.
strength, and my strength is on the technical side. And the reason why that is because I wanted to be a trader. Trader is someone who you can day trade, you can swing trade. So basically, you buy and sell instead of having a longer term vision like Adnan Bhai has for most of his crypto projects, right? Now, there's benefits to both. I think you should do both, like use your profits from trading and build an investment portfolio so that eventually जब हम बुढ़े होते हैं फैमिली बनती है उनके लिए पैसा पैसा बनाता होता है तो ये है now technical analysis मैं अपनी ये screen share करता हूँ फिर हम यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं so basics of trading and investing so let's हम जो topics यहाँ cover करेंगे trading होता क्या है trading or investing के बीच what is the difference what is sentiment what is price action and what is a candle this is very basic things you need to know regardless of if you're investing or trading it's a good thing to know trading is a basic economic concept involving the buying and selling of goods and services with compensation paid to a buyer or seller or the exchange of goods or services between parties. Basic term में ये होता है आप खरीदो कम दाम में बेचो high price में or you short at a high price and then buy back at a low price. These are
Yeah.
the two ways of being profitable as a trader or as an investor, right?
Yeah.
Now, the difference between trading and investing is mainly the time frame and the type of analysis you're doing. Traders usually will, like, I will sometimes look at a 1 minute chart because I'm looking at things that are going to happen within 2, 3, 5 minutes. But then if I'm looking at long term, I look at the daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, right? So the difference becomes time frame and also the analysis behind it. Like if I'm looking at a project that I want to buy for a long term, I'm not going to look at, oh, ये double bottom pattern बना रहा है
Hmm.
इससे डबल बॉटम मुझे 5 साल में हेल्प नहीं करेगा बट व्हाट
So
इज
if you want to make a quick money, like you want to take your profits out quickly, you look at the short-term charts.
yes
And if you want to invest for long term, then you look at the candles for a day or a week or a month,
yes along with fundamentals
along with
because
fundamentals.
technical alone will not help you as a good investor
Okay,
trading
makes sense.
you can get by with no fundamentals
Okay.
okay now let's move on now this is a very important term in trading especially what is the sentiment दो तरीके के होते हैं इन तीन हो सकते हैं bullish bearish neutral मार्केट क्या सोच रही है क्या उनका इमोशंस क्या है वो उनको लगता है कि this is a good buy zone is this a good selling zone demand high है supply high है क्या चीज़ हो रहा है तो इसको समझने के लिए is very important to be successful in the markets because honestly a lot of people majority of traders lose money the ones who make money are not good at trading they're good at managing their risk and
Okay.
understanding the
Makes
sentiment
sense.
they're जो जो टॉप नॉच ट्रेडर्स होते हैं उनका भी एवरेज विन रेट होता है 55 से 60% but they're still profitable because if you have let's say a risk to reward ratio of 1:2 आप हर ट्रेड पे जाते हो आपका रिस्क यूनिट एक होता है पर आपका रिवॉर्ड टारगेट होता है 2 रिस्क यूनिट अगर आप 50% भी आपका विन रेट है you're right 50% of the time you will still be profitable
Okay.
right? Because your risk to ratio is 1:2. आप You always win more than you lose. Game ये है, ठीक है?
So charts के अंदर, when you look at the charts, technical charts, you can see the sentiments just by taking a bird eye view on it.
Oh yeah. Well, once you get good at it, at reading what candles, अभी हम जैसे आगे जाएंगे ना, अगर आपको और keep doing this because this is not something I can teach in 1 hour. It like this is something I learned. Like I spent 6 7 hours every day. Weekend, birthday, Jesus' birthday, my birthday, सबके birthday में. I love doing this, right? So it's hard to take something. It is complex, and I love making it simple. But it's hard to make something so complex, so simple in such a short period of time.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is very important to understand the basics क्योंकि आपका if your basics is strong then आपको अब YouTube पे millions of patterns पड़े हैं ये ट्रेडर कह रहा है कि ये दो बार कैंडल पैटर्न ये कह रहा है 3 बार कैंडल पैटर्न ये कह रहा है 9 बार कैंडल पैटर्न सब अपने बेच रहे हैं पैटर्न्स पर अगर if you understand what is the sentiment ये क्यों पैटर्न काम कर रहा है then you don't have to memorize what pattern it is you can just look at the sentiment and understand what is going to happen.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, and so uh, मैं अदनान भाई आपको ये स्लाइड भी भेज दूंगा ताकि आपके
ठीक
पास
है,
हो.
ठीक है.
Okay, now another very important thing is price action. Price action is the literal and numerical movement of stock. So जब आप Trading View is a very good app that I suggest for viewing charts for
Yeah.
anybody who's watching this, and I know you already use it, Adnan bhai. So when you look at a stock moving up and down, that up and down is the price action,
Okay.
right? So the reason why this is important is because जब लोग अपने पैसे हार्ड अर्न मनी लगाते हैं मार्केट्स में उस जब वो एसेट जो होती है ऊपर नीचे जाती है क्रिप्टो हो स्टॉक हो जो भी है बॉन्ड हो ऊपर नीचे जाती है जिनका पैसा उसमें लगा हुआ है उनके इमोशंस भी ऊपर नीचे जाते हैं बेस्ड ऑन द मूवमेंट ऑफ द
Mm,
प्राइस व्हिच इज व्हाई प्राइस एक्शन इज इम्पोर्टेंट
important. Okay.
right so basically when money is directly tied to price actions humans usually care very much about the outcome of a move in price either up or down
Okay.
okay now candles or candlesticks charts क्या होते हैं So, candles is what makes a candlestick chart. So, very shortly, we're going to start looking at the body, like what a candle tells you, what information the candle tells you. But the reason this is important is because it is a visual representation of emotions attached to that particular asset. It seems like it's price kaise hil rahi hai, but it is actually the emotions of people towards that assets. It's a visual representation of it. So just say if you look at Ethereum, Bitcoin, अभी वो नीचे गिर रही है. So इसमें क्या पता चलता है? Price सिर्फ नीचे जा रही है? No, it tells us that people are a little bit skeptic to get into the crypto market because Fed जो uncertainty अभी कर रही है, inflation हो रहा है, rates high जा रहे हैं, तो इसकी वजह से आपको पता चल रहा है sentiment क्या हो रहा है. तो
Consumer
सिर्फ
price
price
index की report भी आ रही है 12th of January. That could be another factor.
Yes, exactly. So this is not just a chart that tells you what price that asset is at. It also tells you what emotions those investors towards that asset are feeling at that given point, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's dissect a candle. Hota kya hai ye candle? So ye left side pe is the green candle, right side pe is the red candle. Simple. Green means upper gayi price, red means niche gayi price. Now, the few informations that every candlestick will tell you is अगर green candle हो उसकी ये body जो होती है this body the bottom part is the opening price the top part of the body is the closing price और ये जो डंडे हैं ऊपर नीचे इनको कहते हैं shadows or wicks upper shadow होता है lower shadow होता है ऊपर वाला कहता है what is the highest point of price that asset reached during this candle, and the lowest is the lowest part that it reached. And red candle is the opposite. You open at the top and you end at the close, but the high and low of the wick stays the same. Okay. Now, अभी तक कोई questions है अदनान भाई?
No, everything is clear.
Clear? Okay. Now, let's understand a little bit deeper about ये information से हम क्या कर सकते हैं फायदा क्या है इसको समझने का तो wicks are commonly referred to as shadows or tails. Uh, हम ये वापस ये कैंडल में जाते हैं तो lower shadow जो होता है, red candle हो या green candle हो, it always uh, signifies buying pressure.
Mm,
क्योंकि प्राइस, आप स्टोरी देखो, प्राइस यहाँ खुली, नीचे गया, बायर्स आए, उन्होंने ऊपर पूरा हाई तक लेके गया, फिर सेलर्स आए, उन्होंने क्लोज यहाँ किया.
mm,
ये है स्टोरी जो ये कैंडल ने बताया. तो हमेशा जो लो विक होती है ये दिखाती है बाइंग प्रेशर, और जो ऊपर वाली विक होती है दैट डिफाइन दैट सिंबलाइज सेलिंग प्रेशर,
pressure.
राइट. तो अब इससे हम ये कह सकते हैं कि अगर नीचे वाली विक लंबी है तो बायर्स का प्रेजेंस उस कैंडल में स्ट्रांग है, या अगर ऊपर वाली विक्स ज़्यादा लंबी है इसका मतलब सेलर्स वाले प्रेशर उस जोन में हाई है. तो ये सब, this is one aspect of information you can gather from the story this candle tells us. Now आप बहुत सारे कैंडल्स के एक साथ कर दो तो आपको और ज़्यादा क्लियर पिक्चर मिलता है स्टोरी का. पर हम उतने आगे नहीं जाएंगे, हम आहिस्ते आहिस्ते, क्योंकि काफ़ी टाइप के कैंडल्स होते हैं. There is hammer candle, doji candle, shooting star, maribozu
Which
shaped
one is
candle.
mostly used?
All of them are used. They become more important at different locations.
Okay.
ठीक है. तो जैसे हैमर कैंडल हो ना, अगर ये सपोर्ट या रेजिस्टेंस में, सपोर्ट यूजुअली हैमर होता है, अगर सपोर्ट पे हैमर नहीं हो तो उस हैमर का फायदा नहीं होता है.
Mm.
तो हैमर, अब हैमर इज माय फेवरेट कैंडल ऑनेस्टली. तो हैमर कैंडल क्या होता है, हथौड़ा के जैसे लगता है. तो बॉडी बड़ी होती है, लंबा सा विक होता है नीचे में, ऊपर आई यूजुअली लाइक अ स्मॉल विक, दैट्स माय आइडियल thing, and I will get into it more in the future why I like that little wick at the top. But hammer candle looks like a hammer. Now, what is the story this hammer candle tells us? Price खुली यहाँ body पे open, फिर sellers ने इसको नीचे ले गया
Mm.
इस लो पॉइंट पे, फिर बायर्स ने इसको एकदम ऊपर लेके आया, जहाँ ओपन हुई उससे भी पास, एंड देन दे क्लोज्ड इट हियर. So this tells me that there's a strong presence of buyers in that.
Mm.
ये कैंडल हो सकता है 1 hour कैंडल, 4 hour कैंडल, 1 minute कैंडल, 3 minute कैंडल.
ठीक है.
मार्केट मूव्स इन फ्रैक्टल्स, ये पैटर्न्स फ्रैक्टल्स में काम करते हैं, हर टाइम फ्रेम में होता है. ठीक है. तो इससे हमें पता चलता है कि बायर्स उस within that candle are strong presence. So now if it's at a good support level and we see that the sellers were going down and then this candle of buyers came up, could be a sign of reversal that we might reverse off the support. Now trading जो है, it's a probability game. आप कोई भी जो आपको कहता है कि I know for a fact कि ये करने वाला market, he's lying to you or she's lying to you,
I
because
love, there is something that I want to highlight here. I have never heard anybody in the trading world talk about it, that trading is a probability game. This is the first time I heard it, and I totally agree with it, because you
yes,
never know what's going to happen. You cannot predict. Based on the past performance, you cannot predict the future, right?
exactly.
Yeah,
You can, there's nothing, there's no technology that exists so far that can predict the future.
exactly.
So anybody who tells you that trading is a for sure game is lying to you. It's a probability game. आपका पूरा game है, अपना risk जो capital आप जिसके साथ कर रहे हो, आपका first priority is to protect that capital,
Protect that.
not to make money, is to protect that capital. Second is to uh, stack the odds for you, not against you.
Yeah,
You don't know if you're going to be right, but if you see of, क्योंकि जब आप सेंटिमेंट पढ़ते हो, सपोर्ट देखते हो, फंडामेंटल्स करते हो, ये सब अलाइन होती हैं, तो आप, doesn't mean you're going to be right for sure, it just means that you will probably be right.
yeah.
There's a higher chance for you to be right, and that's okay. I'll take that chance rather than the other chance, right, which is being wrong. So ये हो गया हमारा हैमर कैंडल. नाउ हम क्या करते हैं, I'll share my other screen so that we can talk about support resistance, and I'll start with a brand new chart and I'll make support resistance so that
Okay.
I'll share my process of how I do it. कोई स्टॉक दो आप मुझे, क्रिप्टो फिर बाद में करेंगे, पर कोई स्टॉक, स्टॉक.
स्टॉक अगर मैं देना चाहूँ, टेस्ला का देखते हैं.
टेस्ला, टेस्ला is one of my favorite stocks.
Yeah.
Okay, तो ये मैं,
So you've already drawn Tesla's support and resistance.
yeah, I day trade Tesla, so I have to have that. But I'm
Okay.
gonna delete these because I can update my lines anyway. So
Elon Musk doesn't like day traders on his stock. He doesn't like short sellers. He makes
Elon
fun of
Musk,
he makes fun of short sellers when they lose their money.
and yeah, you know what? I find it very, very funny. Like guys like Michael Burry, वो जो movie है ना Big Short,
Ha,
वो उसके या फिर रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी है जो
ha,
रिच डैड पुअर डैड वाला ऑथर, दोनों ने बहुत अच्छी बेयर ट्रेड उन्होंने की थी जो हाउसिंग मार्केट जो कोलैप्स हुआ था, और फिर
ha.
रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी ने भी 2 बार कुछ शॉर्ट मार्केट क्रैश प्रिडिक्ट किए थे। पर बंदा ना मार्केट में, लोग कहते हैं कि थिंग्स मूव बिकॉज ऑफ फियर एंड ग्रीड। I don't agree with the greed part. I agree with the fear part because fear sells like hot toast. Uh, fear बेचना बहुत आसान है, पर जो दूसरी चीज जो होती है वो है optimism. People are very optimistic. That's why prices, we've been in a bullish run for the last 12 years. मैं ये कह रहा था कि market ने, this is not any prediction. This is looking at the past 10-15 years. Market has been bullish.
Yeah,
Now imagine being a permanent bear or a permanent pessimist on the markets.
you're gonna lose it.
You are, like I said, trading is a probability game, right? So you are stacking the probability against you as a pessimistic person because the market
आप
has
अपने
been,
दुश्मन खुद हैं.
हाँ, क्योंकि आपने एक अच्छा ग्रेट जॉब, आपने एक बड़ा क्रैश प्रेडिक्ट किया, अब आप हर साल बोल रहे हो क्रैश आने वाला, क्रैश आने वाला, क्रैश आने वाला। तो जोक ये है ट्रेडर्स के बीच कि रॉबर्ट कियोसाकी हैज प्रेडिक्टेड द लास्ट 7 of the 2 crashes।
Okay.
तो मार्केट में ना आप, यू हैव टू बी अ रैशनल ऑप्टिमिस्ट, यू कैन नॉट बी जस्ट ऑप्टिमिस्टिक कि ये जाएगा ही जाएगा ऊपर। No, you have to be a rational, you have to rationalize your reasonings, but it pays more to be an optimist in the market than a pessimist in the
Yeah.
market. Now, that doesn't mean you can't play both sides, especially as a trader. You actually make more money on the downside, or not more money, you make money faster going down than you would up, right?
Okay.
क्योंकि वो psychology होती है। Bulls जो होते हैं, they're very cautious buyers. They like to do their research and buy as low as possible. Bears जो होते हैं, ये तो जल्दी जैसे बेचना चाहें बेच दें, है ना? तो इसलिए stocks and cryptos take the elevator up, I mean stairs up and elevator down,
Hmm.
क्योंकि ये psychology, human psychology जो होती है।
Stairs up and elevator down. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's look at Tesla stock, and I'll talk you through what I do to make my support and resistance.
So let me just give introduction to everybody. He went to tradingview.com, and in the search he typed in Tesla stock, and this is how the Tesla stock would look like a basic chart. So there are options on the top where you can change that chart for a month or 6 months or one
Mm.
year. So we'll start from there.
Yes. So what I do is I go to the monthly chart first. When if I'm looking at a stock, before I think about investing it or trading it, I need to first look at 2 things. Is the trend bullish? Overall trend बहुत ही bullish है Tesla पे, right? It's unrealistically bullish. It's not, I don't think I've seen a chart that looks like this of a, especially of a car company. But anyways, I go on the monthly chart and I start with 2 things. I make the all-time low and the all-time high.
Okay.
ठीक है? तो ये होता है all-time low, and then we have the all-time high right there. Okay. Now, before we go deeper into this, just remember the world cannot see these lines on your chart. Only you can see these lines on the chart. So don't get too romanticized and attached to these things, because in a bull trend, resistance is meant to be broken. In a bear trend, support is meant to be broken.
Okay.
Yeah, just as a guide for you to make your entries and exits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Your own understanding.
Yes. So now I've done my all-time high and all-time
Okay.
low, right? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move to the weekly chart, because on that chart I wasn't really seeing clear support and resistance. Now, one tip I'll give you is, if you have to really focus on finding support and resistance levels, it's probably not there. It should be just visible. जैसे ही आप चार्ट खोलते हो तो, ओ हाँ यहाँ एक है, यहाँ एक है, यहाँ एक
Hmm.
है। तो जैसे यहाँ एक है, then we have right there. And we have one more right there, and I'll go over it slowly why I'm saying these levels.
Okay, I'm asking you a very basic question. Trading View is at an advanced level now, where they have come far too far with their charts and indicators. Why hasn't there be a normal simple button where you can just press it and it just shows you support and resistance, draws the lines for yourself?
Because support and resistance is very, it's not very, but it can be subjective from
Okay.
person to person, right? So what they do is they allow you to have scripts. तो जो कोई एडवांस ट्रेडर्स होते हैं वो क्या करते हैं, वो फिबोनाची रिट्रेसमेंट्स लेके अपने खुद के सपोर्ट रेजिस्टेंस लेवल्स स्क्रिप्ट डाल देते हैं और फिर वो खुद आ जाता है.
Okay.
So that's why it's because it's a subjective area. They don't have like one button you click it and then.
So the blue lines that you draw, it's always support and resistance lines, right? It's
Yeah.
it's it's denoted as a blue color.
Well, you can change the color. I could. This is I remember
Okay.
it as blue, but
Okay,
I
your
can make it.
interpretation. Okay.
Yeah, this is for my manager. I've been used to these colors, so
Okay,
it's
blue color.
easier,
Okay. So
right?
guys, if you're going to follow phase in the future, make sure that your support and resistance is blue color. Otherwise, you're gonna get confused.
Yes, and also don't start making the chart look like a coloring book because
Okay.
then you're gonna get confused as to "Oh, ये क्या
Yeah.
था support है resistance है."
Yeah.
तो अच्छा, तो support क्या होता है, resistance क्या होता है? Support is basically demand zone, जहाँ लोगों को लगता है कि ये चीज is underpriced and it's a good price time to buy. Resistance क्या होता है, that it's overpriced and it's a good supply zone, selling zone.
Yeah.
ठीक है? So now if you look here, ये chart में मैंने यहाँ line क्यों बनाया? क्योंकि यहाँ ऊपर गया price and it got rejected.
Rejected.
ठीक है? Now then it got bought back at that hammer जो हमने अभी सीखा, hammer candle वहाँ आया.
Okay.
But why is that a support? Because ये जो support है, ये hammer was actually a resistance before. So usually what happens is old support becomes new resistance and old resistance becomes new support.
Support.
Because
Okay.
it's ये ये सारी चीज is based on human psychology. क्योंकि humans don't know what is going to happen
Mm.
in the future, but they do know what has happened in the past.
Yeah.
So if जैसे 60 ये $70 जब let's say if ये हम टेस्ला देख रहे हैं, it's on 4th 3rd 28th October of 2019. Tesla is trading at $60 और हमें पता है कि इसने $70 पे जाके reject हुआ है. It always hits 70, 72 and then comes back down.
Okay.
So what you can do is you're like, okay, if it breaks $70, it means that there's been more buyers that have hopped in
Consider
and that the value of the company sentiment has been more bullish now.
positive and bullish. Yeah.
तो अब मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ कि इससे फायदा क्या होगा. तो ये हम आहिस्ते आहिस्ते ये चार्ट बन रही है. we're just okay. ये तोड़ा तो ये टेस्ला ने तोड़ा सारे रेजिस्टेंस यहाँ जो सारे थे.
Mm.
If I move this right up there, this candle is breaking through that.
Yeah.
So me as me who understands the psychology of support and resistance, I could have gone in and taken this trade maybe. मैं कहता हूँ I'm gonna go long here. मेरा risk होगा अगर इसके नीचे आ गया I'm out. मेरा target होगा let's say 1:2 ratio अगर मैं कर रहा हूँ तो ये हो गया 1:2 ratio.
That's
ठीक है.
114%.
It's so yes, 114%. That's right
Okay.
over here. I look at the ratio, but yes, that's the 114% move
Okay.
we'll get. ठीक है. So that is what I'm thinking is gonna happen. So let's say ये जा रहा है जा रहा है जा रहा है.
That's the real trading going on, and there's a big buy zone there. Look at that big candle.
Yes. So now अभी जो हमने ये मैंने अपना target hit किया, I'm out. I collected my profits. Now अब जो हमने सीखा था hammer candle जो होता है उसमें नीचे वाली जो डंडी होती है that represents buying pressure and it's very long, which means it's a good buy zone. Support पे अगर आती है. ये जो कैंडल है इसको कहते हैं inverted hammer, जो होता है उल्टा hammer.
Mm.
So it's the same concept except it's flipped. तो now if I wanted to short as a trader क्योंकि यहाँ पर reject हुआ है
Can you explain that candle, like hammer is inverse? What does it signify? If you can just give a little bit, explanation there.
Okay. So in this candle, price open down here, right? Also for the everybody viewing this, if you go on any candle on the top left, on the top here, you can actually see TradingView will tell you OHLC. O is open, L is low, C is closed, H is high, right?
Okay.
So you can see that the candle opened down here at 134.74, went all the way here, got rejected, and then closed down here, right?
Okay.
So if the bottom shadow, the wick, is buying pressure, that means the top one is selling pressure.
Selling pressure.
Now in this one, there is no bottom wick, which means there was no buying pressure, but there's a lot of selling pressure at the top,
Okay.
right?
Makes sense.
So as a trader, I'm looking at it as okay, this for the short term has made a huge run up and now people are collecting profits. That's why there's the selling going on and maybe there's some shorts waiting there. So maybe I can take it short like this. I'm gonna take it. I yeah,
Can you just go back and show us how did you draw these 3 points?
this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a tool on TradingView. It is called the long position and short position.
And what is the difference between the two?
So long in the trading world means you're buying something low and you want it to go higher. You're
Okay.
going long.
Okay.
Short hota hai, you're shorting the market, which means you are betting that
Betting
it's going to
against the price going down.
yeah, so you want it to go down. If you're in a short position, you want the price of it to go down, right? So based on what we've learned about selling pressure and stuff, sentiment joy, I'm like, okay, I think there's going to be some selling happening. So let me profit off this. Now, so if we look at this, there we go. So now I'm in the trade because
Okay.
it passed the middle line and boom, I hit my target and I'm out. So now this was very simple way of trading. Like this is you wouldn't consider this day trading because this didn't happen over a day. This is a weekly chart.
Weekly chart. So it's not day
This
trading.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 weeks worth of waiting for
Oh
you to
wow.
make that trade work, right? So there are traders who do this. This is called swing trading. I am not a big swing trader because
What's the difference between a day trader and a swing trader?
the difference is the time frames they look at, right? Technicals they look at are the same because technicals work on weekly chart, 3 minute chart. The same patterns happen in all different time frames. It's just what time frame they're looking at. Usually swing traders end up using that is because उनके पास जॉब होता है या फैमिली होती है उनको
Mhm.
इतना स्क्रीन पे अपना टाइम स्पेंड नहीं करना
Mm.
तो वो अपना ऑर्डर लगा देते हैं they put in the orders on their brokers and they just go on with their lives फिर वो आते हैं हर शाम में चेक करते हैं 2 मिनट की कैसा चल रहा है तो वो करते हैं फिर डे ट्रेडर्स होते हैं जो ज़्यादा एक्टिव होते हैं वो स्क्रीन पे लगे रहते हैं मार्केट खुलती है इन माई टाइम 10:30 से 5 बजे so me personally I only trade the first hour of the market because uh, I practice a lot and I've because when you start getting really deep into it, you can realize that there's three legs of the market. एक होता morning leg जहाँ Wall Street आती है पैसा बनाती है फिर lunch time में वो चले आते हैं खाना खाने तो उस वक्त market थोड़ा slow हो जाता है
Mm.
sideways move होता है तो and then वापस आते हैं about 1:30-2 बजे and then market starts to move again, right? So me, I don't like to look at the screens for too long. Plus, I day trade options. Options is a very highly leveraged product. So if I start playing with it for the whole time the market is open, it's not that it's harder. It's just harder for me to control my emotions. क्योंकि
Okay.
trading में emotions control करना बहुत hard होता है.
Mm.
क्योंकि especially when you're new, जब आपका पैसा इतना बनता है आप बोलते हो ओ चलो और बनाते हैं और फिर आप और बनाने जाते हैं सारा डूब जाता
ग्रीड
है ना.
ग्रीड के चक्कर में जो बनाया था वही डूब जाता
Exactly. So the market is not a tool for you to make money. It is a tool for you to let your money make money,
है. Okay.
right? So don't let your जितना आप emotion निकाल सकते हो इससे,
Mm.
which is why it's actually better to program your own robot based on your strategies and let the robot trade for you,
Okay.
right? But I don't want to do that yet because I don't have 10, 15 years of experience
Yeah.
for my robot to trade better than I can. Because
Okay.
right now, if I create a robot, it's probably gonna not do better than I can,
Yeah.
right? So, anyway, so ये होता है basic support and resistance. तो ये मैंने अब मैं इसको हटा देता हूँ. So far, let me recap what I've done. I was on the monthly chart. I made the all-time high, made the all-time low. Then I went to the weekly chart and I looked at the price ranges that it has been rejected before and then at bought at before.
Yeah.
So this line right here is because this got rejected in this zone and then it broke it and then it bounced back from there, right?
Yeah.
Now also we need to remember कि ये lines जो है ये सिर्फ हमारे chart पे हैं.
Mm.
ये आपके चार्ट पे शायद ये लाइन जो मैंने बनाया है 527.47 पे, आपका होगा शायद 529.36 पे,
Mm.
right? So these are just subjective lines based on every individual,
Mm.
right? So my best thing that I've noticed is जो लोग एकदम preciseness पे जाते हैं, they usually end up missing out on trades because they want the perfect entry, they want the perfect exit.
Mm.
But I'm human now. We cannot see the future. You will never catch the exact low of the trade, and you will never sell the exact high of the asset, right? It's just impossible. You will always leave money on the table, and you should be okay with that because the market is open Monday to Friday, and if you're in crypto, that's open 24/7. Market कहीं भाग नहीं रही, तो आपका पैसा बनाने का opportunities आते जाएंगे. आप एक ही दिन में सारा पैसा बनाने का जल्दी में नहीं है,
Mm.
ठीक है? So these are just zones. That doesn't mean that it's going to hit that exact point and then bounce off it.
Mm.
When it comes close to that line, you just, in your mind, you know that this has been in the past a good buy zone. So I'm looking for buy opportunities now around this area. When
Okay.
it is at a resistance zone, you're like, okay, in the past it has been rejected here. So I'm looking to either sell if I'm already in that trade or short it,
Okay.
right?
So we learned about the resistance and support levels. So what is the next thing that any beginner should learn? So this is amazing. Anybody who wanted to learn about how to create simple basic charts to see where the support lies, where the resistance lies, he can make a decision based on this. And as you mentioned, it was a weekly chart. I think it was a monthly chart first, and then you change to weekly chart. So
Yeah.
this is how you know where the market sentiment is, where the marketing is heading. uh,
Yes.
as a new trader, what is the next thing that you need to learn?
Uh, what I would say is, I would say go practice on your own to making these support and resistance lines on any chart because this is you can do this for free. You don't have to get the pro version of TradingView. There's also Webull is another software you can use. Um, so the best thing I would say is the biggest mistake I did looking back as a new trader was I was learning everything I wanted. Like I was learning a lot of information, but I was not applying it and really practicing it. So what happens is दिमाग में फालूदा बन जाता है कि ये आ गया ये आ गया ये आ गया अब सब देख रहे हैं क्या करूं मैं. So when you're new, you cannot see so many different moving parts all at once because you're new. So you have to take it one part at a time. So if you learn support and resistance, pick a stock, make Tata पे जाके support resistance बना दो या
Can
Tesla
you
पे
can
आप.
you show a support and resistance for Ethereum right now, because the market
Yeah.
is in a bearish trend, and we want to see when exactly is the right time for anybody to put their money in, because market is going down. So that is something that I want everybody to take as a giveaway here, um, by looking at Ethereum charts.
So I'll tell you what my plan is. My plan, once it broke this 3,500 level, I knew that it's going to go lower.
Go lower. Okay.
So now,
And
can
why
I
did
tell
you
you?
why did you select 3500 as a resistant level?
Okay, so if we go back, let's say we go back up until this point. Yeah, हम हैं 24th October 2021, right?
Okay.
So I noticed that at this level right here we had a few rejections. Like ये this was a fake out, इसको कहते हैं कि ये ऊपर गया पर फिर वापस नीचे आ गया. It was a failed break,
Hmm.
fail breakout. पर इस level पे काफी बार जाके reject हुआ है और मुश्किल हुई है Ethereum को to break that price
Break
level,
करने के लिए, ठीक है.
right? So now fast forward to today, we have seen ये जो बड़ी hammer जो आई थी यहाँ,
Hmm.
this right here. तो मैं आपको अपनी thinking बताता हूँ.
Hmm.
Another reason why it wasn't just the support breaking, there was two reasons. ये जो लंबा hammer आया था,
Hmm.
this told me, और ये जो नीचे है, this volume है, which we will get into in the future. So what happened was, we know what a hammer is. Hammer is long wick, a lot of buyers present. तो मुझे लगा था कि यहाँ इतने buyers आ गए तो ये अब ऊपर जाएगा,
Hmm.
ठीक है. पर उस फिर ये हुआ, ऊपर गया, ओके गुड गुड गुड, फिर वापस नीचे आने लगे. अब मैं यहाँ पर जब नीचे आया तो मैंने ये सोचा कि ये hammer, the low is around 3575 and my support is around the 3500 to 3550 range. So if the support breaks and if ये जो ये जो लंबी डंडी में सारे buyers ने जो अपने positions शुरू किए हैं वो सारे loss में हो जाएंगे अगर ये support टूटेगा.
Hmm.
तो अगर buyers अपने positions कैसे close करते हैं? By selling. So they will close out their buy positions, selling, and then the shorters will short. तो selling pressure ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो मतलब नीचे ही जाएगा.
Right.
Probability is that it's gonna go down. Not नीचे ही जाएगा. Probability is stacked that it's gonna go down. So okay, I was like okay, and then जाते गया, and then boom, यहाँ इसने तोड़ दिया. So I was like, okay, I'm a huge Ethereum lover. It's my favorite crypto project. So I don't like saying that it's gonna go down, but I have to be realistic. If it's gonna
Realistic.
look like it's gonna go down, I have to play it according to the merit. So now I think the next support level on Ethereum is around 2900 because यहाँ पर उसने reject हुआ है पहले, and then it broke it and then it bounced back around there again. So if you see this yellow line,
Hmm.
ये मैंने alert लगाया हुआ है इथेरियम पे कि अगर $3020 क्रॉस करता है आप मुझे नोटिफाई करो ताकि मैं जाके खरीदने के लिए तैयार हो जाऊँ, क्योंकि 2900 I'm gonna buy some. Now does that mean I'm gonna go all in with my investment in 2900? Probably not, क्योंकि then I'm gonna probably do something like this. Where is that? 2900 पे होगा मेरा एक buy. I'm gonna buy some here, then I'm gonna buy some at the next resistance, which is around I would say 2650, and then I would buy some more at 2460. I don't know if it's gonna go that low, but I'm prepared.
Okay, so I know that you are very optimistic about Ethereum in the long run,
Mhm.
but in the short run, you know that you don't know the probability of the market where it's heading. So you are drawing three buyer zone. In each buyer zone, you have your own strategy that I'm going to put this much of money X, Y, or Z.
Yep.
Okay, whatever the
And
amount.
if you want, I can share one of the simplest strategies. Like you don't have to be an expert trader to do this. This is something I shared with you already. It's the pyramid strategy. तो ये होता है, आप यहाँ पर you on your first level you buy 10%. Second level you buy 20%. Third level 30%, and fourth level 40%. That adds up to 100%.
So that means if
Now
you have $1,000 in the first zone, you buy for $100. In the
then
second zone, you buy for $200. Third is 300, and the remaining is 400. So if you have to
now
divide your $1,000, that's how you divide it.
yes.
Okay.
Now if like this doesn't guarantee that all your levels will get filled
Yeah.
because we don't know how low it will go. But if it does get filled, what the good thing is, it's kind of like dollar cost averaging.
Yeah.
But it takes it a step further because आपने अपना सबसे ज्यादा amount of पैसा डाला एकदम नीचे में, तो वो usually in this strategy when it crosses the 30% zone, so if it comes all the way here and then starts crossing 30%, you're actually already profitable on the whole investment, even if it doesn't cross 20% and 10%, because your weight or your average is so low at the bottom, right? So that is one strategy that I always use for long-term investing. Like abhi AMD is another company that I'm going to be adding on my long term, and I think it's gonna go down at least to 125 zone. So then I'm gonna start doing the same thing. I'm gonna start buying 10% there, then 20%, then 30%, 40%. So Apple is another one. Apple is my favorite company. I think it's gonna go down as well. I'm waiting for 150 area for Apple to come so I can start adding to long term. But this just gives you an idea of कैसे आप अपने पैसे को लगा सकते हैं जैसे क्योंकि nobody can tell you that this is how low it's gonna go or how high it's gonna go.
Yeah, it's
So
a
you
great
have,
idea to diversify your risk.
yeah, right. And always, as if one best advice I can give to traders is always know your exit point and know your entry point and your target point. He worst case scenario and your best case scenario. Dono you need to know before you even enter the trade.
Okay.
That's one advice I'll give you.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Thank you for sharing that information. Before we conclude, I think this is more than enough for me as well as everybody who is watching it, because
Yeah,
as you said, you have an experience of more than 3 years. Of course, it cannot be confined in 1 hour. It needs multiple sessions.
yeah.
So let's conclude that here. But before we conclude, I wanted to know, when you created those 3 to 4 levels, when exactly are you going to sell? What is your selling strategy there?
Selling strategy would be, so this one is little bit more advanced because I use Fibonacci's to do it. So I would be looking at around the 7,000 level, 7,700 actually, 7,777. Four sevens is my first level of sale. I'm not gonna sell everything there. That's my first level of sale. Now, if I start seeing signs of like there's another like one of the easiest ways you can do this is the fear and greed.
Yeah,
uh
index.
जो आप share करते हो
Hmm.
अभी आप देखोगे it's extreme fear.
Stream
It's
first.
about to break that chart. It's about to go negative, extreme fear, right? So usually that is a very a good indicator to
Get it.
let you know when to sell. But I would be eyeing around the 7,000 plus mark to start
Take your
collecting some
profits.
profits. Yeah.
Okay.
And also Ethereum 2.0 is coming out and stuff. So the catalysts are this, like we're entering a land of unknowing because Bitcoin having cycle OTT pehle, ab wo is going to be replaced by Ethereum 2.0 if that merge happens and all of that smoothly. So it's a hard question to say when I'm going to sell, but I'm eyeing 7,777.
Okay. 7,777. That's a good
Yes.
number. And of course, he reached at the number with using an indicator called Fibonacci levels.
Yeah.
That is an advanced level of trading that we can learn in the future as well. So I would definitely say thank you for sharing all this important information and knowledge.
My pleasure.
Uh, and I would appreciate future sessions as well. Let's see the response of this video with the audience. Make sure you create your YouTube, and I can put it in
I'm
the
going to do
description
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you so much everybody for watching it, and we'll continue to create more session with Faiz Bhai.
Yes. Looking forward to it, Adnan bhai.
Thank you.